Hello Sopranos, this is a tutorial for you on Hanukkah Scherzo. The first thing you should do is probably write yourself a note to turn to page 5 because that's where you start. Please write in these directions about tone and character. So it's pianissimo, make it breathy and a dark tone, and as you're sharing a secret, notice your pianissimo. So the loudest thing on the page is the basses, and then followed by the altos, and then you and the tenors are in the background. Notice the accents. I wrote in 4 little vertical slashes here just to remind myself where the strong beat is. But the accents, so it's light will light up all the candles, light will light up all the candles, and so forth. Notice I've shortened this to quarter note, eighth note, eighth rest, so you can put the Z there and make that rhythmic. Candles, light up all the candles, and so forth. So that continues on the top of page 6. You're still pianistic. It's just a reminder. I always like to have these reminders to know where I'm coming from. We're going to crescendo and brighten up to mezzo piano. And I wrote in bring the tone forward. Note the articulation, staccato, tenuto, tenuto, and a little bit of a decrescendo. Eighth note, eighth rest, and that similar here. And again, taper the phrase with the staccato, tenuto, tenuto, and then eighth note, eighth rest to finish the phrase. That continues on the top of 7. Please make this legato, oily. Make it legato with a little hairpin, and then marcato, the darkest night, and again 8th note, 8th rest, so you can put your T on the rest. Bottom of the page, simile, which means the same. Do it in the same fashion. We're on the top of page 8. No breath here. Crescendo and brighten. Notice the articulations here. Accented staccato. No breath as you go to the bottom of the page. Brighten the tone. And now we're forte. Staccato, tenuto accent, 8th note, 8th rest. Take a breath. This is like measure 18. Doing a similar thing in measure 18, only louder. So just note the articulation. And then continue that same idea. No breath as you go to the top of page 9. 8th note, 8th rest in measure 28. And again, the same sort of articulation. Like the menorah. Now before, in measure 25, I did have everybody take a breath. I'm not going to do that here. This will be more connected. Notice here you're going to take an 8th note, 8th rest, so you can take a breath, but the lower 3 voices are going to be no breath as we go to the bottom of page 9. Just continue that articulation. That no breath is already marked, but I just made it a little clearer. And again, at the end of the page, 8th note, 8th rest. Notice soprano, alto, and tenor are going to darken because you're going to get quieter at the top of the next page. Your pianissimo, as are the tenors. The altos are a little louder. The basses are the loudest thing on the page. I would like you to think of being playful and in the background. 8 bright candles in the night light. 8 candles of the light. Night light. 8 bright. I'll try that again. 8 bright candles in the night light. 8 bright candles in the night, and so forth. So notice that staccato, tenuto. Wait till the last possible minute to put on the T, but I would like a glottal stop on 8. I don't want light 8, but light 8 candles. Light 8 bright candles. And then again, the T of 8, wait till the last possible minute. Put it right up next to the B of bright. I hope that makes sense. I like to write little reminders that I'm still pianissimo. That articulation continues. Now you're a little lighter or a little brighter at the top of the page. You were pianissimo, now you're piano. Now, earlier you'll hear the tenors do this articulation. Light up the candles, one on the first night to the second. So we're going to brighten and crescendo, accent with a tenuto, and then darken as you decrescendo. That's a small hairpin. It's only up to mezzo piano. But do bring out that melodic idea, as you will hear the tenors do earlier in the piece. You're still piano. Continue that articulation. Tenuto here. And light one more. Staccato there. 8th note, 8th rest. Top of 12, you take command with a bright tone. You're the loudest thing on the page. 8th note, 8th rest. 8th note, 8th rest. Still forte. No breath here. 8th note, 8th rest. Remember, I believe it was Christy and Renee and Katie all said they would take the top. This A, it was just the right balance. It was great. You can sing it as loud as you want to. You need to dominate the texture, the rest of the sopranos, along with the altos. But you continue. They're going to come back a little bit. The tenors are going to dominate the texture along with you, but you're still double forte. And that continues. Those of you, I said soprano 2. It's not soprano 2. It's all the rest of the sopranos. No breath here, please. And just a reminder that you're a little less. You're only forte, not fortissimo. Staccato here. This is the bottom of 13. 8th note, 8th rest. And a little note that you're going to be piano. And I wrote darken. Everybody's going to be quieter, so darken the tone. In general, louder, brighter, quieter, darker. So close to the M immediately. Make it intense. Make sure your teeth are apart with space in the mouth. Still piano. Then you're less. It's pianissimo on the top of 15. But I wrote like the wind sighing in the pine trees. This has a nice little crescendo, decrescendo. Not a lot, probably up only to piano, but just enough to bring attention to that lovely phrase. And then as you finish off, very rhythmic. Make sure 1, 2, spin, dreidel. I think you're singing ooh, aren't you? No, Hanukkah. Spin, little dreidel, spin. Spin, little dreidel, spin. You're going to diminuendo. I like to write in the decrescendo mark because that tends not to get observed. And we're going to be right on time with this dotted rhythm. There's no retard. Thank you.